The Army Painter is my favorite hobby company in the entire world. My desk is literally full of Army Painter products, and it takes me from being an average painter to putting above tabletop standard models out into the tournament scene. Not only that, but the Army Painter has sponsored more competitive play than any other hobby company in the industry. They allow us to keep doing the things that we do. If you enjoy the Army Painter as much as I do, head over to thearmypainter.com where you can use the discount code ARTOWAR5 to get a discount on your next order. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Art of War stream. We got a super exciting one here today as we're going to preview the Dreamhack Atlanta Esports tournament that is coming up this weekend. We are going to be there with the Art of War team playing in the 8-man team event, and it is going to be massively hyped. We did some show matches a couple months ago at Dreamhack Dallas, getting our feet wet in the esports scene. The event was amazing. The atmosphere, completely different from a 40k event, but in the best possible ways. And so the Pro Tabletop team, and Brad in particular, put a lot of work in to get 40k events, both the teams event and a singles event at Dreamhack Atlanta. And hopefully, if this is a success, which I expect it to be, there'll be more coming next year.
Yeah, man, it was fun. It was fun, I can tell you that. And it wasn't even like a real tournament. It was, it technically was a tournament at Dallas. Like, we were playing games into each other to see who would win, but it was a show match. We were talking to people who were coming by. We were just kind of demonstrating to Dreamhack that, hey, this Warhammer thing's kind of neat, And now we got a tournament out of it, like an honest to goodness, like we're going to go and we're going to play people tournament. And I could not be more excited.
Yeah, the atmosphere is so cool because it's basically a bunch of large convention halls all tied together, and each room has its own game. So we'll have a huge stage with all the players and the audience and all that stuff. So it's just a really epic environment. So highly recommend it. If you're not coming this time, hopefully next year we'll have more 40k events and we'll definitely be posting about them. But if you want to actually watch us play at Dreamhack Atlanta, and not only us, but other really good teams from across the US, then check out the stream that we'll be doing on the Art of War channel. And I've created the 3 events already for day 1, day 2, day 3. If you go to the Art of War YouTube main page, scroll down a little bit in upcoming events, you'll see all 3 events. Click notify me, and then as soon as we go live, you'll be notified about it. So come on, hang out during the weekend. John Lennon himself is going to be commentating and hosting it alongside Werner Bourne. So there's going to be a lot of really fun stuff. You can come hang out with John. He's going to be picking some really cool matches for you guys to watch. And eventually the team will also get on there. So,
hopefully.
Unless we lose if we lose every game, we got to make the stream too.
The bottom of the barrel matchup where we're scratching, clawing for a 1 and 4. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Either way, I'm super excited, and we got some good teams going, so we're going to get some good competition in for sure. We have our little gold tablets from last time.
From the Dallas, yeah. John doesn't have one.
No, he does not. He was playing on Team USA.
Next time. And this time he's commentating.
I need to grab mine.
So if you are joining us, please do give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends about us. All of that massively helps. In addition, if you want more detail on some of the lists that we're taking or our overall opinion on the meta, as well as seeing some epic games like Jack playing some CSM or playing Grey Knights into CSM, that battle report was just released today. And
it's a cool one.
It's
a sweet one.
Really, really sweet one. There's also a part 3 of Jack's masterclass for Grey Knights releasing today.
I believe that's tomorrow.
I released it today.
You released it early.
We're going to be playing 40k tomorrow. I can't be releasing content at the same time. So all that content's released right now on the Warham, thewarham.vhx.tv. There's a 3-day free trial to test it out, but there's amazing stuff for every single faction in the game. And you also get access to our awesome Discord community.
All right, well, let's. How about we dive into the list? People love lists.
So if you want to check it out, it is on Best Coast Pairings, Dreamhack Atlanta 8-player team event. And let's go through some of the lists that we're running. Starting off with Mr. Jack Harpster, who is the first person to ever play Warhammer in space, the first ever American King of England.
That's true.
Clearly.
That's true. No, they protested, but ultimately they had to recognize
and
my
the
claim to
magical
the throne.
first Pals.
First Pals. I the first ever Pals, actually.
You don't want to mess with first
Don't
Pals.
ask.
It's memes.
All right, so this is not like a wild off-the-wall guard list.
Excuse me, you haven't played guard at a tournament before, at least
that
in
means I am
10th edition.
at full power. That's how this works. So, yeah, Quentin gets at his best on Tournament 3 of an army. I'm best at Tournament 1 of an army. But here's the thing. I'm tired of getting just shot as a melee army on GW terrain. GW terrain objectives are in the open. All right, we lean into that. We got Leo. We got a platoon command squad for him to join, and 10 Death Corps guys for them to go in as one big package. We've got a tank commander with a demolisher cannon and grand strategist, and we've got. I'm gonna get to the little bit of spice I have, the little bit of spice, like a little black pepper, really, at the end of this. But he's going to be ordering around 3 Lehman Russ battle tanks with all those rerolls. They're super good,
really good,
and a Lehman Russ exterminator. The Exterminator gives you that +1 AP if the main gun shoots you. Then we got a Hellhound with a heavy bolter, so we can pitch the Ignores cover downrange. 3 units of 6 Bulgren and 3 Armored Sentinels in a unit. The Armored Sentinels have actually been incredible. They are so tough to kill. You can smoke them, you can -1 damage them, so they can just run onto the center and then force your opponent to do something about it. You've got all the guns behind staring them down. And then when your opponent does finally bring them down, also they reroll to wound against monsters and vehicles, and they have last cans on hard killers. And then when your opponent does finally bring them down, you bring them back to life for 2 CP because they are a regiment, so you can do that.
Can confirm that Jack has been talking nothing but Armored Sentinels the last 2 weeks.
Dude, they're so good. They are so good. Yeah. If you're wondering why my list is formatted like this, it's because the GW app has been bugged and will not properly export lists. They fixed it. They updated it yesterday.
Oh, they updated it yesterday. Okay, so now I can update my app.
Now you can update your app, yes.
I hadn't updated in a while.
Yeah.
All right. So, awesome. So that's Mr. Jack's list. Then we got Nick Nanavati. He says Nick Jank returns. That remains to be seen.
Yeah, we'll find out. When he's calling us jerks because we're forcing him to accept, like...
every red matchup on the Matrix.
Every red matchup on the Matrix because nobody else wants it. Like, I'm sorry, Nick, you're playing the scoring army. That's bad. Like, you gotta take it.
You gotta take it. That's what Nick Jank is all about, is taking the bad matchup for the team. So he's got GSC here, and he's playing Host of Ascension, which is their index detachment.
Yep, a lot worse than it was previously, but it still does shoot pretty decently hard.
So he's got a Primus here, giving out those full rerolls. I'm not sure what this enhancement does.
Chink in their armor gives lethal hits when it comes in. Okay. So they have a strat so that when he comes in with his unit, Primus gives full rerolls to hit. Host of Ascension gives ignores cover and sustained hits. Primus gives lethal hits. Stratagem gives sustained or gives critical 5s. The unit bangs. Yeah, it's a bunch of like random shotguns and heavy stubbers, but it'll still rip a tank apart.
Then we've got a whole bunch of 5-man Acolyte units here, one with the auto pistols and some heavy mining weapons, and then the rest with the hand flamers.
Yeah.
2 Neophyte units here that are going to go in the Goliath trucks, get those reroll wounds. We've got the 20 Neophyte brick, which is getting that Primus. Some Pure Strains, unit of Atalantan Jackals, 3 units of 2 Ridge Runners here with the obvious upgrades, and then
one of them has the Survey Auger. The rest of them have Spotters. Spotters make you hit on 3s. The Survey Auger ignores cover against the target. So if he needs ignores cover, even though his entire army gets ignores cover on the drop, but if he needs it, he has it because he'll hit you with that 1 Ridge Runner, even just with the heavy stubbers, the twin heavy stubbers, and then you're now ignores cover against for the rest of his guns. The rest of the mining lasers will be functionally AP4 if you had cover. It's not bad.
Yep. And then
he took the clearance incinerators. What a coward.
He went for triple rock grinder here with the flamers instead of the mining lasers. Jack wanted pure mining lasers. He's like, some of them will hit.
You were on board with that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I don't think it mattered like a tremendous amount, frankly. But
what a coward. All I know is now if I'm guard before and I'm looking at like 9 heavy mining lasers that scout, I'm like, oh my God, I might get shot. 6? Come on.
What if he hits with all of them, though?
It's a half measure. And if I've learned anything from Mike Ehrmantraut, it's no half measures.
No half measures. You got to learn it the first time. All right. Then we have Q Money here. He is bringing the Adeptus Sororitas and Bringers of Flame, of course.
What's the name of his list? Sorry.
He is still gay, he promises.
Right.
He promises.
Right. Got it.
Because this is all a female army.
Right.
But he is in love with it, deeply in love.
He loves the army, yes.
So he loves power. That is clear.
Dude, you can see his eyes just
switching from Eldar
up.
to Sisters. Come on now.
His hair just like starts standing on end in like a pink halo. It's not pink anymore, but you get what I mean.
So he's got the Canonist with Jump Hack here with the Fire and Fury. They're going to go in some Seraphim. Dialogus, cheap character. Morvenval, Triumph. So we got 3 Immolators. We've got 3 Castigators, Shocker. We've got 3 Dominion squads that are split up by the Immolators. A lot of trash, a lot of reactive moving. Then we got the 3 Paragon Warsuits that go with Vol. And the 10 Seraphim. So not much trash for like Seraphim, like flying trash that you kind of see.
No, not a lot of trash. But what I will tell you is this list just kills you. Like you're just dead at the end of it. And you're like, if as he murders you, you're like, oh, you have no trash. And he's just like stabbing you in the face or shooting you in the face, realistically.
He's like, you're dead by turn 3. Cool.
Like, it doesn't matter. I have no trash. It's fine. And he has enough trash to like screen out, keep himself from getting hit. Right, he has 6 units of Dominions because they get split up into units of 5. He has the Dialogus, all that reactive moves, all of it's really annoying to deal with. Like I watched a game with him into John's Chaos Knights where turn 1 he dumps 2 units of 5 Dominions in Melta range of John's army. Those units survived until the end of the game because John's not going to like not move his units, so they just get back in the Immolators. And they did that like 4 times.
It's frustrating.
It's super frustrating. And they shoot so hard and they move so fast. What are we doing?
Quite possibly the best army in the game.
I don't think there's
the winningest for sure in terms of event wins.
Fast, gun, good.
Yeah, especially on teams events where you can get some of the lighter boards and just boom, kill people.
Yeah, if you tell me that you feel like secure into this, it just means you haven't been shot by it before. Like that's all that means to me. Suddenly he's firing AP4, ignores cover, flat 6 damage hunter killers from the cheap seats, and you're like, I feel fine here. You shouldn't feel fine.
That are going to be max damage.
Yeah, flat 6 damage. Bzz. Like you are a gladiator lancer. Okay, 2 hunter killers, hit on 2s, wound on 3s, reroll 1s because the Triumph is there. And then it's AP4 ignores cover because he plinked you with like a heavy stubber and a storm bolter. And suddenly you're just dead to 2 hunter killers. That happens. He misses 1. Okay, don't worry. He's got like 6. And then after that, he's still an army that shoots. Right? Like, but the opening volley is just like, wow, I lost my Land Raider to 600 killer missiles. Huh.
It's good.
Uh-oh. It's bad, man. Then he shoots you with the rest of it.
So we got Mr. Ryan G here. Thanks so much for the $5 super chat. I like Armored Sentinels because just like Tetras, they have 7 wounds, which is an odd break point. Also moves 8, isn't bad. The coming back to life, it's only once now, but man, is it impactful.
Dude, if it was every turn.
Whoa. Well, it used to be.
It used to be. I don't know how people lost with it. I practiced a couple games with this army, and I'm like, how did people lose with this?
Like unnerf guard.
Unnerf guard. What were we doing?
Because they just had indirect fire. They just sit there and shoot indirect fire and didn't have to do anything. They didn't have to play 40k.
No, Armored
now
Sentinels
they get to use all
nuts.
their other tools that are amazing.
The damage output of Armored Sentinels is a little low. Now, luckily, I'm expecting to have to shoot a lot of monsters and vehicles, at which point they're okay. They're not great. They're okay. I have a free order for them because I have a regiment order that can't go on anything, and it's 24 inches. So they're just going to get a free order every turn, which is great. Their damage output's a little low, but their durability is bananas, and they can be 9 OC on the center objective if your opponent just ignores them.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah, I think they're great.
Yeah, they're nuts.
Thanks so much for the super chat. Do miss my Tetras, though. Although they did 0 damage, they helped. All right, next up is my list. We've got the Adeptus Mechanicus. I've been playing AdMech at a bunch of events and kind of switching around my list as I kind of tailor for different things. So we've got Triple Marshal. The Marshal is absolutely amazing. I've got Battlesphere Uplink, which is the shoot and scoot, and then Cantic Thrallnet, which helps me get double Doctrina. So this really helps when you start running more of the stuff that wants to be in Conquer if you're running a Protector list. So things like Infiltrators, Ruststalkers, Sterilizers, all that want Cantic Thrallnet if you're going to mostly sit in Protector. Then I have 1 unit of Rangers, 3 units of Vanguard, all with the usual upgrades. 2 Dune Riders this time. I've been running more, but I went for a bit less in this one just to have a more all-comers type of list. And then I've got 2 5-man Skystalker units, 1 10-man. Really great for move blocking, contesting things, just being super annoying. 2 units of 5 Infiltrators, and then 1 unit of 10. So these guys are really good for putting on that forward pressure and pinning people back. Then 1 unit of 10 Ruststalkers to snipe out characters and just be super annoying as well. They're also very fast. And then 3 Scorpius Disintegrators and a Calexis Assassin. The Scorpius chassis, the 5 chassis with the units that pop out, all shoot a lot harder than you think.
A lot harder than one might say than they should.
They just start firing and killing things.
Dude, they don't stop.
They do not stop. And then they're pretty annoying to kill back in return. And then the Calexis Assassin is just a really good mission tool and furthers the Battle Shock shenanigans.
Yeah. This army is a lot harder to deal with than you might think, given it's a bunch of like random nonsense dudes. It's all got stealth. It's all got invulns. There's a lot of them. They have a lot of OC. Like, we'll see that. I assume you're going to pull up...
yeah, there's another AdMech list that's here that's also very good.
Yeah. And we'll see that when we get to it. But it's just like a lot of dudes that all have stealth and all a decent
it's
OC.
All
and
way
just,
more annoying to kill.
Yeah. And then the 3 Scorpius Disintegrators are just one of the like best statted tanks in the game at this point. They're just really good.
Volume.
Yeah.
All right, now we've got Mr. Jeffrey Kolodner, Sisters Extraordinaire. He is going to be here on a different team. He is playing his Hollowed Martyrs list, which is the index detachment. So he's got
Dumpster Fire?
I don't think it's a different team. It's Large Richard Energy.
Right. He was on Dumpster Fire for the last couple of events.
BFS, yeah. Yeah. And that's his typical team. I think he has, he's got more friends than just that.
Crazy.
So he's got a...
Couldn't be me.
He's not playing Bringers of Flame, so it's not... I'm going to advance across the table and just blow you up. He's playing the Hollow Martyrs.
Oh, I forgot.
This is the jankier detachment.
I forgot he names his characters.
So he's got a Canonist here. He's got Dialogus Junith for the extra CP. Vol is going to go with a Paragon suit unit here. Palatine, which is the Mortal Wound Palatine. She actually hits quite hard. Battle Sister Squad, Immolator.
God, he names all his tanks. I forgot this.
Double Castigator.
This is like...
3 Solo Mortifiers, 2 Paragon units, so 1 with Vol, 1 without, and then 1 Dominion Squad, 1 Novitiate Squad, and then a Calidus Assassin.
This is like a repressed memory unlocked. I will tell you, losing to this army sucks all the harder because all of them have names. Oh, it's like, Orator Superior Amalia kills Angron. I'm like, oh, God damn it. Stop.
This is a great defensive Sisters army. It's really good at holding objectives. It's very annoying to deal with. It's got the stand back up characters, and then it hits really hard when you get close to it.
Yeah. Sisters are just really good. They have a lot of different things they can do, and Jeffrey was playing them before they were cool.
Yeah, and he's stuck with his detachment instead of just auto-taking Bringers of Flame.
Yeah. We were basically pre-writing in what the hell is going on here.
This is Zach Point's Drukhari list.
Oh my God. Sorry, I legitimately do not remember what I was going to say.
Pure distraction. It says Clock and Cabal torture. Nothing but the manipulative cunning of an Archon could demand the loyalty of their varied courts. Drawn from the diverse mercenary factions that inhabit Kamara, Drukhari, aliens, and other horrors protect their liege with all manner of twisted weapons, flesh-eating venoms, needle-like fangs, and empathic leeching.
Empathic leeching,
yeah.
What the hell?
I'm sure it's a quote from one of the Drukhari books, but I don't know which one.
You could not pay me to
Scary
find
would
out.
know. Scary would know.
Yeah, Scary would know. He's playing Sky Splinter.
So he's playing Sky Splinter. He's got Lilith. He's got triple Archon, 1 with Nightmare Shroud, 1 with Spiteful Raider, and then he's got the Beastmaster pack here with the usual little models. He's got 2 units of 10 Kabalite Warriors, and then he has double court. So he's running double court. So he's going to split off with Venoms, the Kabalites with special weapons, put the court in there with the Archon.
Can I please shoot them with my battle tanks?
You can absolutely shoot them. Then he's got a 10-man Incubi unit for the Ignores Cover Archon unit. Or not Ignores Overwatch.
Yeah, Ignores Overwatch. Yeah, Overwatch is pretty nasty in Incubi, but you can get around it.
Then he has 5 Mandrakes, only 5 Mandrakes, 3 units of Scourge, and he has the Darklance Haywire combo.
Okay.
2 Solo Chronos for regenning those tokens, and then 1 Ravager, 3 Raiders, 2 Venoms. So it's much lighter on the trash than you typically see because it's gone for this double court version, but it also shoots harder than most Sky Splinter lists.
Yeah, the Warrior court packages actually don't hit soft. Because you can get them out, you can give them, I think it's like sustained hits. All I know is I had one Dark Lance.
They get Ignores Cover out of a transport from Sky Splinter, and then they get access to the full reels to hit, full reels to wound. They have lethal hits, and then you also get the sustained 2 from the strat.
All I know is Quentin popped out and shot at my unit of 2 Ridge Runners, and the first thing he rolled was a Dark Lance that rolled a 6, was 3 hits, rerolled his wounds. I didn't get saves and just popped both Ridge Runners with 1 Dark Lance.
Now, the other half of that is I played our lovely Warrior member, Keenan Hicks, at Crucible, and he was playing Sky Splinter. He was playing Drukhari, and he popped his court out and did 0 damage to my tank, and then he got his whole court clapped out of existence. So
that's bad.
There's 2 sides of the coin.
That's bad. I'm glad I could experience the first so that you could experience the second.
I loved experiencing the second. Thanks so much for that experience, Keenan.
That sounds fun.
You're a gem.
I mean, the thing about teams lists is a lot of the time you'll see lists that have less trash because they are dedicated to doing a thing. So they're going to dedicate every point they possibly can towards doing that thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my list doesn't have a ton of trash. Quentin's list doesn't have a ton of trash. Totally fine.
My list is a ton of trash.
Some lists have a ton of trash in them.
But it's going to have trash regardless. So interesting list here from Zach. He's always done very well with all the different forms of Eldari.
That's right. Before we go on to the next one, we have a super chat from Ryan G. Says, rip to Iron Hand Strachan. Yeah, that one's likely coming. Apparently a bunch of Forge World models, old Forge World models got removed. Or Finecast, sorry. Finecast, not Forge World.
I was like, he's not Forge World.
No, he wasn't Forge World. Finecast. I assume starts with the same letter, which is F to pay respects.
They've been doing it at random times, so I assume it has to do with their stock related stuff.
My guess is that when they start to run low on the stock, they delist it. Or when they run out of stock, they just delist it.
Exactly. So I assume basically every codex, if you have Finecast stuff, because I lost all mine with Tau and other armies. Poor Longstrike, Anva, I miss you.
John lost all of his. Custodians are holding on, but if the Caladius disappears from the web store, I'm going to cry.
That's Forge World, though, so that's different.
Yeah.
I guess that it is on the Warhammer website, too.
They're all on the Warhammer website
on the Warhammer,
now. Forge World actually doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, okay. All right, now we've got Corey Schultz, who's going to be playing at Necron's Hypercrypt, one of the better Hypercrypt lists here. So he's got Hexmark, he's got Imatech for the extra CP, he's got the Silent King, I love the Silent King. So we got Ignore Mods up, Canoptic Spider, to help keep those things alive. We got 3 units of Death Marks, really great for the Deep Strike. He's got 1 of the Flyers, 1 Doom Scythe. Usually you see them in 2 or 3. He's just running 1 here.
Yep.
And then he's got 2 Doomsday Arcs, 1 unit of Flayed Ones, 3 Soul Locust Destroyers, and a Monolith. So not double Monolith.
Shoots hard.
Instead, he's saved points by using bringing a Flyer, which does shoot quite hard, not as defensive as the Monolith, but saves you points to get more stuff. Which he grabbed Imatech and the Hexmark and some other stuff for it.
Yeah, I mean, Corey has been exclusively playing these kind of lists, and he has done quite well with them. I was actually on this is Midwest Monsters. I was actually on this team for a tournament, Gateway Open. Mm-hmm. Went out and I played with all of them, and it was fun. It was a good time. Corey did quite well. He shot a lot of people with a lot of metal men. Really hard.
It's brutal for Marines with Ignore Mods up.
Yeah, I mean, turns out teleporting and shooting, this is nasty for the Dark Angel Gladius. Flat 4 damage that ignores mods.
Get scary.
Yeah, it's a little sketch.
We've got a super chat here from Fence the Penguin. Thanks so much for the super chat. Jack, how do you think you're going to win without shoes?
Well, first off, 2 things. 1, I got my flip-flops. That's all I need. Second, and more importantly, your captain's bringing my shoes back to me, so I will be shoed up once again. So when I went to play with Midwest Monsters, I mostly wear flip-flops. I'm a flip-flop kind of guy, but I also brought my shoes just in case, and I left them
Jack
there.
was made for Florida with the flip-flops.
That's right. I left them there. And so he's bringing them back.
if you earn them.
Dude, Nick's got to beat him in the GSC off.
All right. Then we have from Pro Tabletop, Mr. Bradley Weir. He is playing a very strange Thousand Suns list here. He's got Airman on disc, Magnus, And then he has a Demon Prince, and those are his only characters. So no Arcane Vortex, no Umbralific Crystal, none of the usual stuff that you see. 3 units of Zangor Enlightened, triple Vortex Beast, triple Thousand Suns Forge Fiend. These things are cheap.
They're cheap as hell.
And then 2 Thousand Suns Predator Destructors. So a lot of shooting.
Know. I mean, yes, but also, like, is it that much shooting? Like, it's Magnus. No questions there. No questions asked. No further questions, Your Honor.
He shoot.
You spend a CP, he rolls hits and wounds. You have Armon to do +2 AP once a game, and you can, you have 9 Cabal points. So you'll do that, once with the 9 Cabal points, and then at some point, Armon will do it again, and that's probably about it. Other than that, you're going to, double move Magnus around, which is pretty good, don't get me wrong. The Demon Prince, I believe, gives all of this stealth.
Mm-hmm.
But, let's take a look at this shooting package for a hot second. It's 3 Mutolith Vortex Beasts who don't shoot, that hard. They do have a gun. It is a relevant part of their thing, but they're kind of a trifecta of, melee, durability, support, and offense, right? And shooting offense. They're not, really a great gun platform. 3 Forge Fiends with no rerolls is really good into things it's really good into, and really not good outside of that. This, I would not want to play as the Accursed Cultist spam.
Or Primaris Crusaders, right?
Or Primaris Crusaders. Primaris Crusaders would get slapped up by that, especially with the +2 AP. You just go and just delete an entire unit. Luckily, we're not bringing either of those.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. We got a lot of vehicles. And I will tell you, Russes do not mind Strength 10. That's not a thing that they... And then Predator Destructors. I have never respected a Predator, and I will not respect a Predator.
They also have the Heavy Bolters, not the Las Cannons.
I see.
So very much... This does wreck Horde armies, though.
Yeah, if you are a Horde army, and we saw that with Thomas's list as well. They brought some tech for Hordes.
Yeah.
If you're a Horde army, it will shoot you to death. If you're a bunch of vehicles, it really kind of won't. Which is not necessarily where you want to be, but it's a very focused list that is designed to shoot the things it's designed to shoot and just wreck them. Because, what are you going to do to get away from double moving Magnus as he's shooting you?
You kill him.
You have to kill him. You got to kill him. But you definitely don't have that close range, oh my god level of damage that Thousand Suns can wreak on you with Doombolt, and double move, and then I'm gonna shoot you with Magnus out of line of sight, right? This is a very honest Thousand Suns list, which it's a lot of stuff. Stealth, I'll be honest, stealth is a real problem for some armies. I don't want to leave that out there. Stealth on the Demon Prince on all of it is a real nuisance.
Mm-hmm. All right, then we have the Adeptus Mechanicus list from Damian Owen. So very different style here. He's got the Clandestine Infiltrating Skitarii Marshal, so that means the Marshal plus the unit of Rangers that he'll join can infiltrate, and then they have Scout as well. 2 Techno-Archaeologists, 2 12-inch no-go zones. They can go in the Rangers to give them +1 OC as well, or just be solo. And then he's got 2 units of 5 Skystalkers, 30 Sterilizers, that's the Flamer Birds, which get reroll 1s to wound if the enemy's on an objective, or full rerolls to wound if the enemy's on the objective and they have a battle line nearby, which would be the Rangers. So they can shoot things on objectives extremely hard, and then they're pretty good at Overwatch, of course. 30 Infiltrators, so a lot, all with Taser goes, so a lot of volume here, a lot of Battle Shock tests. And then
30 Rust Stalkers. Jesus Christ.
All with precision. That's 50 attacks for 50 attacks for each unit.
This
1 unit Cerberus
no
Raiders.
Right to be as good as it is.
It is a lot of minus. So stealth on all that infantry. They're T4, 2 wounds, 5 of Invuln. They can be -1 hit in combat from Protector. Although he's going to likely have a lot of stuff sitting in Conquer for most of the game.
For +1 weapon skill and +1 AP.
+1 AP if they're within 6 of battle line. And then the Ruststalkers really love it because they have +2 to advance in charges if they start near battle line. So they can, and 1 CP advance in charge.
Which battle line does he have? Is it just the one?
3 units. 3 units of Rangers.
Okay, so this, as the more I thought about this list...
One of them starts mid-board. One of them starts mid-board with Clandestine Infiltrator.
The more I thought about this list, the lower I put my score into it. Dude, it's 130 dudes.
Half 5 of Invuln, 2 wounds apiece. You can 1 CP, 5 of Phenopain them.
Start in mid-board and just... Listen.
Ruststalkers don't infiltrate, but they will advance up their turn 1.
I really want to go first into this. Because if I go second, I don't think I leave my deployment zone.
There's not too many.
I'll kill all of it. That's not really an issue.
The great thing about this list is that a lot of armies have tailored for anti-tank, because that's what the meta has more of, instead of anti-infantry. And then this list shows up and you're like, well, I cut those heavy bolters for las cannons. I'm in trouble.
Yeah, my...
this list is a jail list. It locks you in your deployment zone and you don't get out while it scores all the points.
And it can do enough damage to peel up...
it really can.
To peel up units as it does so.
Anything that's T10 or less, or a T9 or less, it's quite good at killing, tearing down. T10 above, it gets annoying, but you just have crazy volume. And almost anything in the game you can lock up with these units. If they're -1 to hit from Protector in combat, and then you're like 5 up invuln, 5 up Pain, I'm just locking you for a turn.
Yeah, I will say, my list is not prepared for a bunch of units that can just run past my Bulgrin. Like, the Bulgrin are going to be beating their asses down, but, like, it doesn't matter. Also, eventually he'll kill all the Bulgrin. That is actually a profile he will kill. He's a lot of damage 1.
Yep, a mass damage 1.
Yeah. Like, the Bulgrin will take out their chunk of flesh and it'll sting, and then I'll just be in combat with, like, battle tanks and stuff. No, that's awful. I don't want this. I want to go first. If I go first, I can put up a score, but it's not going to be a great one.
The great thing about this list is because at the end of the day, most people don't have tons of reps into AdMech, they will also underestimate it because it's just like a bunch of random, Sicaran bodies. Like, oh, yeah, I can kill this. But when you see all the layers of defense and the sheer amount of bodies in front of you, you just get clogged up.
Well, for example, how was Brad planning to solve the Crusader spam horde? Well, he was planning to go +2 AP and shoot it with a bunch of no rerolls to hit tanks. That does horribly into this. They are stealthed and they have an invuln.
This list This list also hard counters the Accursed Cultist list because it'll force multiple battle shocks at -2. And the precision on the Ruststalkers natively means they just go in and kill the characters in there. And so the Accursed Cultists can't pop the +1 to hit, +1 to wound on their turn. And then they're -1 to hit with no rerolls in most of these lists. So they get wrecked.
Dude, I love this list. This is awesome.
Great. Love Damien.
This list is how Tyranid Horde should be.
Damien's one of my favorite people, so I'm hoping he does super well.
Dude, his back massages, they're so good.
He's a professional.
Does he used to be, or he still is?
I'm not sure exactly. I don't want to say whether or not. But
at one point in his life, maybe currently this one, he is professional masseuse.
Yeah.
And it
extremely good.
It is.
That's mostly why I'm going to Dreamhack. It's kind of I'm just not going to lie.
It's
I'm just going to be laying on the table. If we play, we're just going to do a whole massage session, right?
I played Damien. I played Damien at Dreamhack last time, and it was an awesome game. It was his orcs into my World Eaters, and it was very close.
It's great to see him back on AdMech. Yeah. The first time I ever played him, he was playing AdMech back in 8th edition.
But this list is terrifying. If you don't know, like if you're not 100% sure you can kill like 130 fellas that are stealthed and have invulns, and also OC, like, out the gills. Like, he doesn't have the Vanguard. He doesn't have
the Vanguard manipulation, but if he puts the Techno-Archaeologists in the Rangers, there'll be 30 OC and sticking objectives.
Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah, sticking objectives behind the wall of Sicarans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I'm saying you get locked in jail and he just scores all the points. I love jail. AdMech jail.
That list is like really, really good. That list is really good.
Then we've got Walter Langendorf here, and his list is titled Built Different, and he's playing Awakened Dynasty. So let's get into this bad boy.
So I heard Liam VSL described as your favorite player's favorite player for LGT. Well, if your favorite player is me, then your favorite player's favorite player is Walter Langendorf.
This guy's the man.
This guy is the boss. And I mean that, by the way. God, I love watching him cook.
So here we go. We've got Awakened Dynasty, so characters stand back up, and you have a bunch of janky abilities. So Illuminator Xeris, super durable lone op, and can stand back up. Imhotep, he's giving extra CP. Then we've got 2 Locust Lords with the Nano Scarab Amulet, which means they're not joining units because they would have a Res Orb in that case. Instead, they get 5 of Phenopane. Then you have an Overlord with Res Orb. He's going to join, I believe, 5 Lich Guard. Then 3 Plasmancers. They pop out Mortals and do crit 5s. Then we got 3 Psychomancers popping all Battle Shocks at -1 and crippling your opponent's ability to do things. 3 Royal Wardens on Battle Shock ability.
When will the characters end?
Not yet. 3 Scorpek Lords, 1 with the Dermal Bond, the 4 Pain. That guy's amazing. And then we've got 4 units of 5 Immortals.
Wait, what happened to what was the name of the armor? It was, what was it called?
What armor?
Back in the Index. Because they changed the name because they just did for reasons.
Which armor are you talking about?
Sempiternal Weave.
Yes.
Why did they get rid of that? That's such a like a long-standing relic.
It's the Dermal Bond.
It's the Dermal Bond, right? It's not Sempiternal Weave, the thing they've had since like 5th edition.
Yeah. Well, they kept Veil of Darkness. They changed the other ones. Like Sovereign Coronal became the Phasal Subjugator.
Sure.
Which is less cool.
Yeah, it is.
So then he's got 3 Locust Destroyers, regular Locust Destroyers.
Wait, a unit of 3?
A unit of 3, not 3 solos, just a unit of 3. Then he's got 1 unit of 5 Lich Guard with the Overlord, and they have the Resorb, and then 3 units of 3 Scorpek Destroyers for the Scorpek Destroyers, or they can be solo, honestly.
Somebody cooked here. Somebody cooked here.
This is either the best Necron list we've never heard of or the worst Necron list. That
you never know. You just never know.
You're going to find out.
We're going to pair Quentin into him, and we're going to find... That's how you know. That's how you find out. Quentin got dwarfed last time around. It's a weird list, man. And
it's a weird list. I would love to play against it. I don't think Walter's going to take me, but man, I'm ready to cook into this bad boy.
Dude, you think any of us know what the hell this is doing?
I know exactly what this does, and it's going to be battle shocked enough where the Royal Wardens don't matter.
Let me tell you, just everyone in chat, let me tell you how Walter works, okay? Walter, if you go in going, this list is garbage because it looks like garbage. This list is garbage. I'm going to destroy this man. You end up getting a 2. That's how this works. I've seen it happen multiple times. I watched it happen multiple times at Dreamhack. Quentin went in going, I'm going to destroy him. Got a 2. He went in against who was it? I forget who exactly he got the pairing into. Was it Naj? It might have been Nicholas Olsen Johnson. It might have been, or it might have been Tyler Bortel. It was Tyler Bortel because it was GSC. Tyler Bortel went into Walter and was like, I'm going to destroy this man. This list is garbage. Got like a 1 or something. Really good players get just skull dragged by Walter. It is... It's bad, man. If you go in going, nah, bro, I got this. I'm built different. You just get destroyed.
This list controls the center super well. It is all about standing back up characters. It is all about forcing battle shocks on you and removing, just killing a couple of your resources. Enough where you're not, controlling the middle. So really interesting list, and we'll see how it does.
I mean, I'll pick Assassinate against it. I don't know what my other thing will be, but first one's definitely Assassinate. But yeah, I mean, he always makes lists that look like this, right? And then sometimes they don't work. But oftentimes they have some weird like synergies and they work in a weird way that you're not expecting, and they work. I remember he beat John at the KC teams, the GW team event that they ran like a year and a half ago. He beat John because he had a list that's like, it was like 27 Tomb Blades, 18 Wraiths, and 18 Scorpeks. And he deployed it on the line against 9th edition Guard, who would just kill God if it got line of sight to him. And he was just like, nah, we ball. I know what my win condition here is. The team is counting on me. We all know how this goes. I need to go first here. He deployed his whole army on the line without fear, rolled, went first. John left his deployment zone on bottom of 5.
Jail.
Just stay. Walter is amazing. I love him.
And we got a super chat here from Evan Bursack. Thanks so much for the super chat. Disintegrator, do all the guns get the +1 against vehicles? So if you're talking about their datasheet rule, the Pheramite cannon gets the +1 to hit against vehicles and monsters. If you're talking about Protector, then every weapon gets the +1 ballistic skill and would get heavy if they remain stationary.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. So you could technically be +2 to hit. So even if they have a minus, you could still hit on 2s with the Pheramite.
God. Walter's such a good teams player. Like, he really is.
He's also just a lovely person.
He's a lovely person, too. I talk to him basically every event we're at together.
So
just no fear in that man. It's great. Deploy on the line against Guard.
Imagine
fine. I know what my win condition is.
Imagine getting terrorized by his concepts in practice games.
Oh, man. That must be rough for his team. Because the way a player like this works, who comes up with jank ideas, is most of the jank ideas they come up with suck.
He's like the
but
Liam VSL that you haven't heard of.
Yeah, the ones that make it to a tournament are good. The ones that died on the cutting room floor suck. So it must be a pretty wild ride over there on Pro Tabletop.
Heck yeah. So yeah, those are some lists. Obviously, there's tons of great players here. There's a lot of good teams that are going to the event. So please do check it out. Like I said, it is going to be on our channel. Head over to our main page and scroll down just a little bit. You'll see upcoming events. There's a notify me button. Click that. And as soon as we go live this weekend, well, starting tomorrow, it's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can watch all the different games that are going to be happening, and Mr. John Lennon is going to be hosting it alongside Werner Bourne, and so we're going to have a whole Art of War stream. There's going to be a lot of interviews and hanging out, so definitely come over and chill out with us. It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Looking forward to it, and we're heading up there right after the stream.
Absolutely, yeah. We're going to be driving up there, so wish us luck, and really appreciate everybody's support. Thanks so much for joining us. Please do give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends about us, as well as the Dreamhack event coming up this weekend, so that we can get as much support and as many people watching as possible as all these great teams go head-to-head. All right.
Absolutely.
Any other words from you, Mr. Jack?
Well, we usually don't go live on weekends. And this is an exception. We will be, you said this at the start, and you may have said it again. Well, I was just thinking about Walter.
I did just say it.
Yeah.
But you say it again. You take it.
John is going to be streaming the event, and come check us out on our channel. Just tune in. It's going to be a grand old time.
Absolutely. So thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. We're going to send you off with a little commercial preview for Dreamhack, and we'll see you all very soon on the weekend. So long for now.
Bye-bye.